Welcome.
Gentlemen, you are now tuned in for episode 158. You know what I'm saying? You got G's to your right, K Sinkles down to your left. You know what I'm saying? We here on this beautiful Tuesday. We coming to you live right now, you know what I'm saying? Live from Bravery Studios right now, you know what I'm saying? We just about 10, 15 minutes outside of New York. You know what I mean? But look,
yeah,
man,
we here.
It's a Tuesday. We usually here on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? We had to reroute, call it audible.
It's okay.
It's on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes you have to call an audible. Okay. Sometimes you might have a play in mind going into it.
Exactly.
But at the line, you might see the vulnerability in the defense. Sometimes you got to call that audible. We had to call one this week.
That's a fact. It happens.
We're here executing the play.
Yeah.
We audibled. Now we execute. You know what I mean? It's all about, man. It's all about communication.
Yes, sir. Listen, so we here. I mean, it's of course epic week. You know what I'm saying? Trump bills is passing. There's things getting hidden. Things getting motherfuckers moving weird. I don't know how to explain much. Diddy look like he's coming home soon. Talk to me, man. Where you want to start this at? Because we got a whole list.
I ain't gonna lie. I think we have to start out with Epstein.
Epstein, right. That's what I was just talking about. The list they talking about is a list of co-conspirators, the people who've been in the mix with them, and it's moving. I
don't know if you've heard, but the DOJ,
Department of Justice,
just came out and they said there is no Epstein list. There is no client list.
One of those moves
that he committed suicide. There is no. They just closed the case on it. When the Attorney General Pam Bondi, a few weeks ago, said they have over 10,000 hours of footage on her desk because he had cameras throughout his entire house. When J.D. Vance was talking about releasing the tapes, when Donald Trump said if he won the presidency this time, he was going to release the Epstein files. Now, there are no Epstein files. Kash Patel, the leader of the FBI, Kash Patel.
He's Indian?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Kash Patel. I didn't know he'd be a leader of shit in America. Shout out to him, though. Hey, you calm the rain. Shout out to Kash Patel. I don't know if you're a good guy or bad guy, but you did your thing.
He's a piece of shit.
Oh, he's a piece of shit? Well, listen, Kash
Horrible
Patel.
guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Horrible guy. But Kash Patel.
I'm sorry. Patel's the most Indian name possible.
Kash Patel. They're singing such a different tune now. And this is weeks after, 2 weeks after Elon Musk said that Trump was on the Epstein list. Now there is no Epstein list, apparently. Now there's no Epstein list.
I'm telling you.
What's going on here?
They play a dirty game right in front of your face.
Right
in front of your face.
Right. And see, this is the thing, right in front of our faces. So, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
Even Trump himself. If I get into office, we're gonna release the Epstein files. Now there's no Epstein files. And there is a recording of Jeffrey Epstein saying that Trump was one of his best friends for like 10 years or so.
But you know what's crazy though? What is this list? Are they saying this is a piece of paper? Like this is 11 by 8.5.
So what's going on here?
Where's this list?
So what's going on here? What is being alleged is that Jeffrey Epstein is a member of Mossad. And
what the fuck is Mossad?
Mossad is the Israeli CIA. And it's alleged that part of Israeli CIA.
Thank you, Mom. Appreciate that. Needed that.
And he basically has thousands of hours of videos of very powerful and influential people committing some of the most heinous and crazy crimes with children and blackmailing them. And that's how he got his power, from blackmailing some of the most famous and some of the most influential people in this world.
Ah, man, I don't know. That's a little insane to me. But I mean, like, yo, this should really be a James Bond movie in the background. So his whole plan was, I'm going to feed these people children so that I could blackmail them with the same kids that I'm fucking too. Is crazy. But I got the power to get away with it because I'm part of the Israeli CIA, I guess.
The Mossad alleged connection it was through one of his partner. I forgot her name. You know her name?
Giselle.
Yes, Jocelyn Maxwell.
Jocelyn Maxwell. There you go.
Her
Giselle. Shout out to Tom Brady's wife.
Her father was part of Mossad.
Right.
And
that's a fact.
That's a fact. 100% fact.
So now they connected.
That's what I'm saying. 1,000% fact. But now all of a sudden, we've been talking about these tapes, and the files, the FBI files. Now there's no tapes. Now there's no files. He just committed suicide out of nowhere. So now they're literally playing with us in front of our face. And like I said, Elon Musk said that Trump is all over the files. That's why it's not gonna be released.
This don't feel like too far-fetched of a conspiracy when I really think about it.
Bro.
Bro did wake up dead in jail, and I didn't know you could wake up dead, but he woke up dead. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was crazy, son. Like how that was the most bro. These conspiracy, I get it. When they say 9/11 was an inside job, all this other crazy shit, I started to feel it like maybe,
bro,
because they clearly playing in front of our face.
In front of our faces, like we're stupid.
Insane, son.
And from both sides, even a lot of the Trump supporters are like, wait, what is going on? And obviously the other side, people like, so now it's a whole, people are not, the turmoil from this and the backlash is going on. People are not happy about this, but what are your thoughts on the whole situation?
I mean, I don't think it's going to lead to nothing. They're going to just keep being freaky behind the scenes and touching kids. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Like, it ain't going to change because bro had a whole island dedicated to that shit is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he had his own island.
Like, that's insane, son. That's insane. Like, I remember what was that shit? Pizzagate? Wasn't they saying Hillary Clinton was eating children or some shit? Or drinking baby blood? They've been doing weird shit, and I'm starting to believe it all. Okay? 'Cause they moving wacky, bro.
Yo, we moving different.
They moving wacky. And there's certain levels of, like, Illuminati. Like, there's the Rock Nation brunch, and then there's Epstein Island. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never heard about Hove going to Epstein Island. Like, he's not going to get there. It's going to be J.D. Vance and them. It's going to be, I'm sorry to say, it's going to be the white people. It ain't going to be too many black folks on Epstein Island. Have you heard of one?
Yeah.
The Dillard's been there? Using the Dillard's been there? I feel like Obama probably been there.
Bro, I feel like I feel like
allegedly, maybe.
There's a lot of prominent names. The elites,
black.
Bro. The elite. Listen.
Black.
When we're talking about classes, once you're in the elite category, you're part of it. It's class solidarity.
So wait, Epstein's not the motherfucker that was making movies? Nah, you're right. That was a fat dude. Who's the dude that was making movies? Oh
no, you're talking about Epstein. You're talking about no, not Olstein.
Oh no,
that's Joel Olstein with the churches.
Yeah, the people he letting people die. He don't.
You're talking about Harvey Weinstein. You're talking about Harvey Weinstein. That's two totally different people.
But same type of vibe though.
Similar vibe.
They both touching kids.
Same type of vibe.
Y'all make you Batman. The other one was gonna murder your family.
Yeah, it's similar weirdo vibes.
What?
But
and because they were around the same time period, right? Wasn't both those things going on at the same time?
Yeah. It's same time ish or so.
Right.
But yeah, so
Word. I always got those two confused. Word.
Weinstein.
Epstein's a skinny dude.
Yes.
Right.
Epstein is the skinny dude. But
I knew that.
He just so happens to be around all these powerful people all the time. Mm-hmm. And people are like, what does he actually do to have so much influence and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I see the documentary. I remember him because I remember the Ghislaine woman. Isn't she dead too? No, she's in jail right now. Isn't she
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been in jail.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, word.
She's not dead.
Nah, she's not dead? Well, she should watch her fucking back. I'll tell you that.
But who's to even say Jeffrey Epstein is actually dead? He could be on his island right now. Oh, I don't trust nothing they say.
Plot twist.
I don't trust nothing they say. Look, like you see what's going on. They playing in our faces just because they tell me he's dead. That don't mean nothing to me.
Damn.
They could have let him.
Shit, so Pac might be alive. Are you a?
Yeah.
You think that?
He could be.
That's fucking insane. I was joking. You that ass.
He could be.
Nah, you know what though? You're right because they still haven't caught Derrick Rose from New Orleans that escaped that jail, son. He's still outside and he's flat broke. If I'm Epstein and I know I'm about to go to jail forever for
his name not Derrick Rose,
huh?
You talking about from New Orleans?
Yeah.
It wasn't Rose.
Groves.
Okay, Groves. Yeah, so you said Derrick Rose. I was about to say
Groves.
I thought you said D Rose. I was say word. Yeah, Derrick Groves is.
I muttered. I misspoke a little, but I said
okay, Derrick Rose.
But yeah, anyway, what was we just saying? So I mean, I just think that they're just gonna keep playing in our face. And honestly, bro, this shit is about to blow up. That's all I know.
Oh.
Is this shit is about to blow up. If you want me to give it, this whole world, like the World War III shit is happening. It's happening live and direct right now, and it's not gonna wait till tomorrow. It's already been happening.
But
not a thing like, oh, it hasn't hit our country yet. Yes, it has. In one way or the other, it's been hit the countries. Like it's been hitting, affecting everybody. Like the what's leading into it, it's already been started. It just hasn't gone to the point where we're just non-stop killing each other, but there's been attacks. They just bombed some more shit. They just didn't they just blow up? Didn't Ukraine just get blown up some more? Some shit.
I just saw that we're sending more firepower to Ukraine now.
But something just got bombed.
I didn't know that, but I did.
Within the last couple of days.
I just heard that we're sending more supplies to Ukraine, more guns and ammunition and stuff to Ukraine.
Amen.
But I will say this: if you study history, man, you see the history of the Roman Empire collapse. We're mirroring a lot of the stuff that's going on in America right now.
What you mean?
Just over leveraging ourselves, the devaluation of our currency. It's a lot of similarities between the great Roman Empire.
Trying to overexpand a little, can't keep control everywhere. Shit like that. You got this one leader, he don't want to leave power. Now we got to stab him 26 times, 23 times.
It was 23 times.
Yeah, see, I'm out here.
Did you?
I got a little history facts, man. Shout out to Julius Caesar, but they poked his ass up. I ain't gonna lie.
On March 25th.
He said, I'm not leaving.
March 25th, 44 BC, bro.
They iced his ass.
Yo, do you know the story behind all that?
What? Why they had to ice his ass? I know you got put into power because it was supposed to be like a civil war or some shit, and they were like, well, it's like a time of crisis. They're like, we could throw him in there. He was allowed to stay there for longer, stay in power longer because it was time of crisis, and they had the right to like be like, yo, right now it's not about political parties. This guy is ruling because he got this shit going right. So we need him to stay right here until we get through this turmoil. I know that much. And then he was at the end of that, he was like, I'm not leaving. Y'all bugging. You'll think I'm leaving. And they iced his ass and put his like great grandson or some shit in power, Augustus or some shit like that, Octavian or some shit like that. I think it's the same person.
Yo,
Octavian and Augustus,
same person. Yo, you know, I gotta give it to you. I'm a little there. So Julius Caesar, he had the title of dictator, and dictator back then is not the same as dictator now. As you said, the position of dictator was somebody who had absolute power in a time of crisis.
Right.
Temporary.
Yeah, dictator. That's exactly what it was. It was the
term.
Right.
So
the senators elected the dictator, right?
Yes, and he was so beloved. He was gaining so much momentum that people started echoing he needs to be dictator for life. Mm-hmm. People in Parliament were not having that.
Right. Hell no.
So this is a famous day on March 15th, 44 BC, during a Senate meeting. They poked him up 23 times.
Yeah,
23 times.
They had to. Hey, listen, Trump, you might want to chill out because, like you said, if history repeats itself, this ain't gonna go well, man.
I know. I kind of want to tell the rest of the story.
Kind of have
to. So I want.
Here, story time.
All right, so
history lesson.
Let me back it up a little bit. Let me rewind a little bit. So
Professor Cinco,
Julius Caesar. Mm-hmm. He first touched down in Egypt a few years back before 44 BC. Right. And this was a time where Cleopatra was going through a civil war, fighting against her brother for power, for the throne.
Right, in
Egypt. So Julius Caesar, he arrives to Egypt. He backs Cleopatra. Cleopatra ends up winning the civil war against her brother. She ends up being the leader. They have a love affair.
Oh, Caesar and Cleopatra?
Yep, Caesar and Clepatra had a love affair.
That's something like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, that's some like Romeo and Juliet, like
Jay-Z and Beyonce. Yeah, that's gangster. I like
that. Two powerhouses coming together.
And before Rock Nation.
and they have a son. And she names the son Caesarion, called him Little Caesar.
That's hard.
Caesarion. But Julius Caesar never claimed the son.
Oh, that's racist. It's because he's black. I just thought about it. It's the most racist shit.
No. Cleopatra wasn't black.
She's Egyptian.
No.
That's African.
She was Macedonian.
Oh, shit. You fucking me up right now.
She was Macedonian. She was not black.
Oh, shit.
Cleopatra is one of the direct descendants of the right-hand man for Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great ruled a few generations before.
I did know that. I did know that actually.
So she was not African. She was Macedonian.
In my head, she was African. That's crazy.
She was Macedonian. So
I would have thought her mom or something.
She's one of the direct descendants of the right-hand man of Alexander the Great. A few generations later.
I feel like there's no way it's a coincidence that his name was Caesarean and there's a Caesarean cut down the middle of his stomach. I feel like there's some correlation there.
It could
like
be.
When a woman has
you know what? It could
baby.
be. Honestly,
I don't know that.
Somebody looked at. If somebody watching this,
somebody chat GPT that.
So somebody in the comments, please let us know.
What's it called? Caesarean.
Caesarean. Yeah,
Caesarean cut.
Caesarean. C-section. Caesarean.
C-section. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
But so they have their love affair. Whatever. She has a son. Caesar never claims him. And so after the assassination of Julius Caesar, Cleopatra is hoping that he would give the throne to Caesarion, and that would bring together the Roman Empire, the Egyptian Empire. But he gave it to his adopted son, Octavian.
Adopted? That's tough.
Adopted son, Octavian.
That's fucking
So the reason why he was assassinated was because they didn't want him to become the first king or emperor.
Okay.
It was still a republic at the time.
Right.
So after Octavian was the next in line, another civil war broke out. Octavian ended up winning. He becomes the first emperor of Rome, the first one with absolute power.
And that's the beginning of the downfall.
And he ended up being Augustus. And then not only that, so after he wins the Civil War, Mark Antony, have you ever heard the name Mark Antony?
Yeah.
He was one of somebody on the side of Julius Caesar, one of his confidants or whatever. He flees down to Egypt after that.
Right.
So Augustus declares war on Cleopatra, saying that she was trying to taint the Romans and trying to get in their head and all this propaganda stuff. And so they go down, and as they're trying to invade Egypt, Octavian trying to invade Egypt, Mark Antony and Cleopatra end up offing themselves as they're closing in.
God damn.
In 30 BC.
That's wild pussy.
So then, the forces are closing in. They end up offing themselves.
Fuck that.
So now we have Octavian, who is Augustus. Now they have total control of Egypt.
Wait, I always heard, didn't Cleopatra slit her wrist in a bathtub or some shit like that?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, okay.
How was you yourself back then?
Allegedly. And I just want to tell this other part to it. Have you ever heard of Queen Amina-Reines?
No.
Queen Amina-Reines at the time. She was the Kushite queen in modern day Sudan.
Right.
She was a one-eyed queen on the front line. She was not playing around. She was known as the Queen Kendake. Kendake was...
So don't fucking play with my son, bro. He know all the words, all this shit. Kendake? Come on, son. How do you ever remember some shit called Kendake? My bad. I don't mean cut you off. This shit is impressive, son.
Nah, you good.
Yeah.
So Kendake was the term for the woman leader,
right,
of the Kushites. And she was one of the most famous Kendakes.
Right.
Kendake, translated to English, is how we get the name Candace.
Get the fuck out
Candace
of here.
comes from Kendake in English.
Oh,
that's how we get the name.
Shit.
So, Mark Antony and Cleopatra die in 30 BC. So now we have the Romans claiming parts of Egypt. In order to stop their southern expansion, because Sudan is right there,
right,
Queen Amina-Reines, they attack from the south.
Yeah, going upward.
Yep, going upwards in 25 BC. So 30 BC, they take control of Egypt. 25, they're like, nah, you're not expanding any.
Fuck all this.
Not expanding any further
it took
south.
5 years to get busy. They're like, we frontlining this shit. It's over this.
So
they had to get their shit together, or it could take 5 years.
But long story short, by 21 BC, there was a treaty. So they ended up defeating the Roman Empire and stopping their expansion south from Egypt, or else they would have probably continued south. So Queen Amina Reina, she was a one-eyed queen. The Queen Kandake. Look her up. She was nothing to play around with.
That's hard.
But we got a lot to talk about. But
that's hard.
Some of the stuff that Augustus and the Roman Empire has brought to us today is the Gregorian calendar, which we use today.
Right. Julius being July, Augustus being August.
Yes, and he actually also took a day from October and added it to August just so he can have an extra day, and he put both of them smack dab in the middle of the summer. So yeah,
I mean, fuck it. If I'm naming this shit after myself,
and
right here.
And translated till today's time, he was worth like $4 trillion.
Who?
Augustus Caesar.
That's gangster. $4 trillion?
That's
like Amazon and Tesla.
$4 trillion.
That's like Amazon, Tesla, and TikTok, motherfucker.
$4 trillion.
Yo,
so
that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about the Roman Empire. But there's a lot of similarities between, you can start seeing the fall of the Roman Empire and how the United States is kind of going now with all the debt that we keep incurring and all the money we keep shelling out to war and the return that we're not getting back from that, and the distrust from the people and the misinformation that's being spread and the devaluation of our currency. And there's a lot of
the divisiveness that's being used, that's being
pushed
forward
from all different angles.
Another civil war, I feel like it's a lot of shit going on.
From all different angles.
Makes me nervous.
So
meanwhile, Bitcoin is going to $1 million.
Yeah.
So, the only thing I can tell you through all that is buy Bitcoin.
Yes, I absolutely, because think about it. When your currency used to be backed by something, that's a reason. Because if your dollar collapsed, you were still backed by something.
Right.
Now our dollar doesn't mean anything. Right. It's just backed by war. It's backed by forcing other countries to trade our currency.
We said so.
That's what I'm saying. like look at our adversaries on a global stage. One of our biggest adversaries is China. Mm-hmm. They've created a niche within the world. They've honed in a power based off of trade, based off of work ethic, based off of manufacturing,
and having billions of fucking people there. Has a lot to do with why they're able to even do that. Like having over 1 billion people, I feel like it has a lot to do with how they're able to manufacture and build and develop and put the kind of work ethic in. They're over there treating these people like machines. They're 4 times our size. They're like at 1.2 billion already. Like, it's fucking insane.
But it's also the mindset of the people.
Oh, for sure.
But what I'm saying is, we force other countries to follow us based off of terror and violence.
Right.
China partners with other countries based on trade.
Right.
It's two totally different mindsets.
So we be on that bully shit.
Yeah, and we spend so much money in order to do that. That's how we have everything.
I guess they're looking at it like, this is how we've learned. This is how we learn works best. Sometimes you got to kick in the door, wave in the 4-4.
And with Trump's new, we got to talk about the big beautiful bill.
The big beautiful bill. Beautiful bill. People really fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. I heard some crazy shit about people getting taxed for their FanDuel winnings, 90%, some weird shit. Yo, bro, I don't know, but I know the gambling world's panicking over this big beautiful bill shit.
Bro.
And the gambling world equals mafia equals, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm just saying, some shit could get done, okay?
So as I was saying, big beautiful bill adds another $150 billion towards defense.
God damn. 150 billion? Yo, the fact that we got it like that really fucks me up.
No.
Because what does that mean?
No. But
how do you even like?
How
do you even imagine 150 billion anything?
It's funny when it comes to defense, we never question it.
Yeah, ball so hard.
Ball so hard. Here, but when it comes to programs that actually help people, it's always how are we gonna pay for it. But when it comes to defense, 150. Go ahead. Whatever you,
know
need.
What, though? But you know what? I'm gonna say this though. If we don't make sure our defense is on 1,000, if our defense is not on some fucking 2,000 Raven shit at all time,
We're never on defense. We're always on offense.
that's a fact. We don't have to talk about that. Right
No, it's vernacular matters. It matters.
But I'm saying
vernacular matters
because we are on offense. We have to expect to make sure we on defense at the same time because we over there thugging and you know what I'm saying. We doing some gangster shit. We taking over some shit.
The only time we're on defense is if our soil gets attacked.
And that's what I'm saying though. If we're not on 1,000, our soil will get attacked, son.
No, I don't think anybody's that stupid.
Yeah, but
the only time
we keep pushing, we keep letting y'all know we got $150
the only time we ever get attacked is when we have bases when we should never have bases. That's the only time we ever get attacked.
I saw some shit, right? It was like a stat. It was explaining like the size of the militaries in like across the world, like the biggest ones and like the top 10. Yo, they were showing who we just I think it was Iran. Who the fuck we about to go smoke? It's Iran, right? We just got smoked with Iran. Cool. And they were showing the Iranian military had like. They were showing like airplanes and like the number 10 country and the number 10 military in the world had like 777 fighter jets. Iran was somewhere in the mix of that top 10. They had like 2,500. Yeah, bro. They like it was like a bar like on a graph to really show you the perception of it. Bro, America has like 44,000 fighter jets. Like compared to like number 7 on the list has like 2,500. We have 44,000. Like the next one up, I think was like China or some shit, and they had like 20,000. And I'm like, yeah, America's it's overkill. Like you know better than to fuck with us, but we need the budget so that niggas know don't fuck with us. All right, because we got 44,000 planes. You got 2,000 over there, and a couple kamikaze high off heroin. This is not gonna go good for you. You keep fucking around, we're gonna have your whole shit playing baseball next summer. All right, cricket, soccer, all that shit's gonna be gone. It's gonna be baseball and McDonald's if y'all don't get y'all shit together. That's all I'm saying. So man, it's how America give it up, gang. That's how we give it up, and we need to give it up like that. I respect that because if we're not on defense, if we're not ready for defense,
it's not defense.
It could get it's a billion Chinese motherfuckers, son. If they came over here in enough boats, I think they can get it done. They just gotta be ready to die. I ain't gonna lie. They gotta be ready to die. Like,
but not only that. Damn, I lost my whole train of thought.
I'm saying though, they could send 600 million Chinese motherfuckers over.
You know the NYPD,
and they will wipe us down.
The NYPD's budget is bigger than a lot of military.
Oh yeah, you told me that before. Actually on the show like a long time ago, and I've always thought about that. I tell people that like as if I knew that stat, like as if I made that up. I tell people that like you know NYPD's budget, like just the NYPD is bigger than most like a lot of countries' military budget.
Yeah,
like yeah, for sure.
So big beautiful bill, another $4 trillion in tax cuts.
I feel like they should be making shit up. What you mean $4 trillion, bro? What you mean?
What you mean?
How do you quantify $4 trillion anything? What are they talking about?
Like, in tax cuts.
Fuck, you're making this up.
$4 trillion in tax cuts. $930 billion in Medicaid cut.
Damn.
$150 billion for immigration enforcement, ICE.
Oh,
so ICE, NYPD, ICE right now, after the big beautiful bill, ICE's budget will be big as a lot of other foreign militaries as well.
And that's just us.
That's just ICE.
People out,
right? Yep, that's just ICE. $150 billion for defense. Mine is $170 billion for Medicare. 12 million people lose health care. Yeah, so it's gonna add.
What's the positives?
3.3 trillion. It's gonna add 3.3 trillion to the debt.
What's the positive? There's got to be a positive.
The tax cuts.
But for it that got approved, there had to be way more positive than just tax cuts.
Tax cuts.
Please tell me that.
Tax cut. Well, we're gonna get the illegals out. I'm talking about what they're saying the positives are. They're gonna get I don't like calling them illegals, the migrants, undocumented migrants.
Okay.
The tax cuts for people who probably don't need tax cuts. The military, you're going to strengthen our military.
Okay. I see who's paying into. Okay.
It's what they going.
Okay. I see this is going.
It's where it's always been going. It doesn't change.
Okay. I get it.
It doesn't change.
I get it. Okay. I had to put myself in the shoes.
Yeah.
Somebody who would benefit from that.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like,
and it's not most people. Yeah,
you're right. Fuck.
Of course. Come on. I'm telling you. Roman Empire.
Shit.
Roman Empire. I'm telling you.
Shit.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro.
I just thought about it. You're right. None of those things. I'm like, that is incredibly positive if you're incredibly rich.
That's
like,
that's all. That's what it's always been, bro.
If you're rich as shit, those are amazing things for you.
That's what it's always
But
been.
like, that's not the majority. So it'd just be amazing, man, if they could just do that.
But
just like that, they can make the Epstein list disappear. So yeah, you're right.
But what's crazy is it's the people that don't benefit from that vote
Support
for that.
it.
Support it. Since day one of this country.
But you can't front though. We've been tricked. A lot of people have been tricked.
No.
What you mean? He said he was going to release the Epstein files. If somebody was really excited about that, one of those people who was also excited, like maybe like that's what led him towards that. And what else he lied about some more shit? He said there's not going to be no war.
Everything.
Jumped in there 7 months later, we in a war.
He said he was going to end wars on day one.
That's what I'm saying though. Like he literally lied.
No, but what like,
he bold-faced lied, and I'm saying like I can't be mad at some people who might have voted for him if they really believe that shit, because that is what he was selling them. Right or wrong?
Yeah,
I'm just saying he tricked them.
But what I'm saying is,
I ain't gonna blame him for getting tricked.
Since day one of this country, the disadvantaged majority has always voted against their best interests due to racism and bigotry. These people who are losing Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security are voting for that in order to get these migrants out of here. They're so racist and xenophobic that they care more about that than stuff that's going to help them.
You're right, though.
All these migrants taking our benefits while the wealthy gets $4 more trillion in tax cuts while we add $3.3 trillion to the deficit. They don't care about that. They care about getting this person from Guatemala out of here and Venezuela out of here and Cuba. They care so much about that throughout the history of this country. Poor, uneducated majority have always voted against their best interest. Always.
Damn.
Due to racism and bigotry. It's always been a case. It's always been a thing.
That's deep, son.
And people at the top will always convince them that their lives are shitty because of them. These people that are taking away your Medicare. These people with these tax advantages.
Shit, that's that Hitler shit, gang.
I'm telling you,
shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
yes.
It just fucked me up.
I'm telling you, that's always yes.
Get the people that's already a little racist to get a lot more racist, and then you got an army.
Then you got an army.
January 6th,
and then
2021,
and then you got that's why they love the uneducated. They're trying to. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's always been like that since the day one in this country. Since day one,
hopped up on meth. You got a fucking military, dog.
You got it since day one. They always vote against the best interest.
Yeah, that's fucked up, son.
Always.
That's crazy. Just keep feeding them some racism. And
the reason why we haven't had universal health care in this country is because of racism. Many different times over.
Damn, yo, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Many different times over.
I be feeling like I'm so disconnected and not a part of this shit. Like I'm so delusional that I still don't be like, man, fuck Trump. I'll just be like, whatever's going on is going on. I don't know who's right or wrong. I don't know who's fucked up for real. Like I can't tell you. I'm so disconnected. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle of this Madden 06 franchise right now on PlayStation 2. I can't even tap into that. You feel me? I got Diamond McNabb right now, Santana Moore, Steve Smith. Shit's crazy. The offense is looking loaded, son. And I got Tony Gonzalez on tight end, bro. I have no idea what's going on in my house right now. So that's why I can't even think about Trump, bro. I got Sean Taylor at free safety, gang.
Rest in peace. R.I.P.
Yep.
R.I.P.
Shit is crazy. My team is stacked. My team is stacked. Yeah, my team is stacked. But anyway.
But before we move on to the next topic, like I said, we don't have universal health care because of racism.
Right.
At different levels.
Yeah, I remember you broke down something about Ronald Reagan, and that shit was crazy. I know you seen the comments on that.
Oh,
and a lot of people were like, yo, they don't teach us in school.
Bro.
I'm like, they really don't.
No, of course not.
They don't teach you that we used to have free school. Like, they'll never teach you that.
So when we talk about
maybe they did.
The Freedmen's Bureau, we can go back to the Freedmen's Bureau after the Emancipation. Freedmen's Bureau was a government entity that would help the new free blacks in order to get themselves on their feet. They proposed free healthcare for all. Of course, they wouldn't go for it. That was in the 1870s. 1890s, Frederick Hoffman was a professor. He was a scholar. and he came up with a study that said that if we do not give black people health care in the next 2 or 3 generations, that they will kill themselves off, that they will die off. And he went around America touring that idea, all around America, colleges, universities. He went to.
And this is because he was pro-black or anti-black?
Anti. Very anti.
Oh, so you were saying we gotta stop giving?
Yes, we can't give them health care.
So we could kill them off.
They'll kill themselves off. His thing is that they had more diseases, that they were more prone to violence, that the birth defects, that the pseudoscience, racist pseudoscience, to say that we can't give them free health care because if we do, then they won't kill themselves off. They won't die off in the next 2-3 generations. There was a whole study around this. There's been so many racist pseudoscience studies.
I think he might have been on the right track as far as like imagine if you couldn't get no health care. If like America was like, nope, we're turning down all black people at the hospital. That might have worked. Like, fuck, that's fucking crazy. So like, nah, we're not allowed to give black people medicine. Like, nope, if you can't pay for it out of pocket, we're not doing it. That's crazy.
So we have the Freeman's Bureau, where it got denied. We have Hoffman, who came around touring and telling people that. And then we can move up to the New Deal. The New Deal. The New Deal was after the Great Depression, and this is how we got stuff like Social Security. This is how we had stuff like labor protections. This is to strengthen the middle class to make sure we don't have another collapse.
Yeah, also because by then, America had to respect the black dollar. They understood. Like,
so this was in the 30s or so, the New Deal.
Right.
But FDR was very careful with how he promoted everything, because he knew that in putting out all these policies, he had to still make sure that it was still following the guidelines of racist Jim Crow, because you had to get the support of the racist conservatives in the South. He couldn't actually. There was murmurs and whispers of free healthcare, but he never actually put it on the table, because that means that black people would be able to go into hospitals which were segregated at the time. So he never actually put that on the table. He was really careful with how he did the New Deal to make sure that it followed the Jim Crow laws. So we can talk about many different times throughout history why we don't have the only developed nation without free healthcare because of racism. So, like I said, we have been fighting. So when you talked about when I talked about the happiest countries in the world, you were talking about how they're all white. Yes, they're all homogenous. They don't have racism. They don't have rules based on race.
Right.
So that's part of it. You are absolutely correct.
That's crazy.
They don't have rules based on race. They don't have laws based on race. So you're absolutely correct. That also has a lot to do with it.
Everybody's Chinese. And France are, well, not really. But
in Finland, everybody's Finnish.
Right.
In Sweden, everybody's Swedish. In Norway, everybody's Norwegian.
Yeah.
They don't have racist laws. Right. And that holds the most people back. So, yeah.
And a lot of those countries too, the people weren't like the people of like they had melanin weren't brought there necessarily from slavery. Like there's been black people all through
yes,
way
correct.
Before slavery,
way
before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm saying like they always say like Rome, for example, was a super diverse city.
Rome was extremely diverse.
Like
yes.
it was not about race. It was about, is you broke or is you rich?
Yes.
If you got money or not. If you got money, you're good. If you don't got money, you might end up having to fight a lion on Friday.
Yes, Rome was super diverse, and it's funny because when you look at the USSR, Russia, Russia was not racist at all for the most part.
Damn.
When Langston Hughes went to visit Russia, he was saying he was so surprised how well that he was treated.
So you think racism is a technique just like, might I say, the Bible?
As far as what? Explain.
As far as like teaching people's a way of like teaching people a way to make them feel inferior so that they bow down in order to keep control of everything.
Oh yeah,
in a
absolutely.
very general sense.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's about.
I would say it's just the new one. It's just the more recent one.
It's about.
Like I guess that because they see slavery was happening, or slavery's been happening for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? Since the beginning of time, and they were like, oh, but then they went to Africa and was like, oh shit. It was like, oh shit. Like they were like, yo, well, let's take this as a workforce. We can go get rich over there by getting the tobacco and all this fly shit we finding in these islands. And then they was like, all right, we can't let these people know that they're human. We gotta tell them that.
Dehumanize them. And it's funny you say that because race is a social construct. There was no such thing as race before the transatlantic slave trade.
That's what I'm saying. Like
no
that's
such
only
thing. No such thing.
400 or 500 years old.
No such thing. There was no such thing as race.
The Bible was 2,000 years old, and it kind of has the same idea in a sense. That's fucking crazy.
I see exactly
what I'm saying. Maybe I'm bugging.
Nah, you're not. You're not.
I'm just seeing it for what it is, and I'm like, damn, that's tough, bro.
There's a lot of. I have a lot of opinions about.
Yeah, I'm seeing it, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I personally have a lot of opinions
like
about.
I said, racism is really more in America. Not that it exists. It exists other places. I'm not ignorant to say it doesn't exist, but in America, it's so prevalent in everything we do. Everything,
but honestly,
everything. The way we vote, the way we walk, where you go,
it's everywhere in the world, and a spinoff of racism is colorism.
But right, and I'm saying that I feel like it really started like we really emphasized it and made it a thing. When I say we, I'm saying America, like that. It was pushed like as a way, like nah. We can validate why we are better than you. Mm-hmm. Simply because I'm lighter than you. In
pseudoscience.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
fake pseudoscience, like actual fake studies and everything. They looked at the skulls and everything.
And right. Damn.
In order to justify, you need some type of justification.
Yeah.
Because nobody evil will ever call themselves evil. They have to justify it for their own souls.
That was fucking dark, son.
You gotta justify
everything you were saying was just calculating in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, it sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. Hold on. When I really start to break it down,
it has justification.
This whole thing.
Whoa, no. They're savages over there. We're going to help them. Right. They can't do it on their own. No. They would destroy their own resources. We have to come in as the saviors. The white savior complex. Damn. They always have to be the saviors. That's fucking. It's all rooted in racism. It's all rooted in a superiority complex. That we're superior to you guys. We're here to help you guys. You guys can't do it on your own. That's the whole mindset. Manifest destiny. It's our destiny to move west.
Damn.
God enshrouded us to move west. It's all you all have. It's all you have to do some type of mental gymnastics in order to justify
and to get the people
the atrocities.
On board too.
Yeah, the crimes against humanity. You have to justify it.
Yeah, you got to get the people on board. They're taking our jobs. Get the people on board.
You got some way somehow. You got to get the people on board.
Fuck, insane. But anyway.
So anyway, we got.
Yeah, I just thought about it. We just went on a tangent. All right.
So we got
into a history episode. I ain't gonna lie.
We got to talk about the diddler, bro.
Oh, we can talk about the diddler.
We ain't talk about the diddler.
Listen.
Yo, so.
But it hasn't been his sentencing day yet. That normally takes a little while. But
his sentencing in October.
October? Oh shit.
So
that's right there. That's like 2 months.
So out of the 5 counts,
right?
He was deemed not guilty of the racketeering.
Yep.
Criminal enterprise. He was not guilty of the sex trafficking.
Facts.
But he was guilty of what was it? It wasn't sex trafficking, it was the
coercion.
No. It was not the actual sex trafficking, it was soliciting sex across.
Oh, prostitution, yeah.
Soliciting prostitution. That's what it was.
The transportation of prostitution.
The transportation of. Yeah. And the difference between that and sex trafficking is the coercion, the against their will. That's the difference between that and the transportation, which he was guilty of 2 counts of that. Each up to 10 years. So he's facing up to 20, and he was denied bail after this. So he's sentenced in October. What are your thoughts about all that?
I mean, not for nothing. It's his first time ever being criminally charged with anything. And the kind of lawyers he got, kind of money he got, the fact that he's been in there already almost a year, I think it'll be a year in September. I don't think they always run shit concurrent, so they're gonna run those two, and those two charges aren't no crazy ass like. It's not like it was rape or murder or drug trafficking. So he's gonna get hit on the low end of them shits, bro. He'll probably end up getting hit with like 3 to 5 years. He has to run concurrent or some shit. So that means they're gonna run together. So they're gonna be the same 3 to 5 years. They're gonna be giving him credit for both those charges, like they do with every crime. Anybody who has dealt with the legal system knows they hit you with the biggest charge, they give you the biggest sentence for that charge, and then everything else for the most part runs concurrent. Unless you do some crazy shit like multiple homicides, then they're gonna give you 30 years for everybody, and they'll give you 90. They'll give you 120. They don't give a fuck. But that's those kind of crimes.
Yeah.
What they just sentenced him for, what they just convicted him of, I don't see him doing more than 3 to 5. He'll probably, I'm going to guess 3. He got a year in. If he got to do 85%, that's going to be like 2.5 years-ish, about 2.5 years. So he'll have like a year and a half to do. I think he'll bang that shit out like it's nothing. Come up out of there probably in a program or some shit. House arrest probably even sooner than that. I think 3 might be a stretch. I think he might do I think they'll give him 2. He'll be out of there in 8-9 months, respectfully.
Okay.
What you think?
That sounds about right.
What you think? 2? What's the over under on that? What you going with?
I'm gonna go with the under.
You think he's gonna do less than 2?
Yeah.
They're gonna give him less than 2.
Well,
because if they give him 2, he's obviously doing less than 2. He's gonna get
yeah. I'm talking about from sentencing.
Right. From sentencing.
Yeah. So I'm not counting. Yes.
You think they'll give him 2? So 3.
Yeah.
They hit him with 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the guess right now, free judge, we calling it now. All right. A couple months ahead of time, we going 3 years is probably what they're going to hit Diddy with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hoping that on them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I ain't going to wish jail on nobody. If this was a domestic violence case, I'd be like, he needs to be put under the jail because it's obvious it's on 4K. It's not the case. It's not the situation at all. So what he's getting, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but listen, I'm gonna go with 3. I think about 3.
And he was denied bail, and a lot of people are upset about that. But but imagine a wild diddler on the loose during the summertime.
They was talking about like, yo, the freak off when he touches down is about to be that big. Like what? I ain't gonna lie, Diddler. Listen. First of all, anybody that was talking shit about Diddy, I suggest you hire security 24/7, get you some armed security, cause Diddy's not fucking around. All that no Diddy shit, you think he about to play with y'all? Like y'all forgot Diddy's a gangster? Like you think Diddy not gonna slap the shit out of one of y'all? Like it's over. Diddy's gonna run around slapping shit. I don't give a fuck about nobody else talking about. I'm telling you, Diddy's gonna slap somebody, and you heard it here first. When he slaps shit out of somebody, you hear about that shit, and it's gonna be covered up.
He really like that though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, really that. Y'all keep playing with the motherfucker. He showed you he gangster. So like, I'm worried about that, but that's not what I was gonna get at.
But he's still the semen demon.
Yeah, the freak. I was thinking like he doesn't make people sign things. Like, I feel like if you sign a conform, what's that shit called?
NDA.
No.
Consent.
Consent, right? Like you sign some type of show, like yo, I'm consenting to this freak off. Put the amount of people, put the name, like do something. Get a notary public or something. It's not. You need to get some witnesses or something, my nigga. Get a professional witness. Get a notary public to sit in the corner and testify. I signed this on this day. The freak off was sanctioned. It was 8 of them. Only 8. There's 8 people. It was the people that walk in and out that room. That's the only thing that ever happened. And whatever happened in there, they consented to. Cause what the fuck, Diddler? I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't know, man. Part of me wants to be like, I don't want to see people in a situation. I don't want people to go through this. And then I have to hold back because I'm like, he punted the shit out of Cassie, son. And that shit is impossible to forget. That shit is impossible for me to be like, yeah, let's root for Diddy. Nah, I just can't. I can't, gang. I can't. I just cannot.
I think that.
Because I know that's not the only person who's been through that.
Of course.
And even if that is, that's still enough for me to look at you like, you a monster, dog. I don't want to judge you the rest of your life for that. Just right now, I'm not over it. Right now, it's only been like 6 months since we seen that video. I'm not over it.
I think that...
It's hard, bro. It's hard to stomach that shit.
I think when looking at the Cassie situation, I think that you can be a victim and a participant at the same time. And I think she's a prime example of somebody who is a victim and also a participant. Like those two things are undeniable. She was absolutely a victim.
You're right though. It's like when that little motherfucker that want to play gangster goes out and plays gangster. He goes shoot at them, and now y'all looking at him like, yo, but he was just a good kid. But I mean, he was also peer pressured, and now he's the shooter. But meanwhile, he got Sunday school on Sunday. It's like, hey, he was a victim and a participant. Like he did both. You know what I'm saying? You can't be too bad. You can't be too mad.
Yeah. Now I will say, like I said, the constant pursuing and the ways Diddy went in order to pursue her was very, very strange, very creep-like, very, very predatory, to say. And I do believe early on in their encounters that she was a victim. But as time went on, I think she turned into a participant. And that's not to say, in discounting the video that you're talking about, that she was absolutely abused. But like I said before, we can't deny the fact that she backdoored Kid Cudi. She did.
Yo,
she did.
That's a fact.
She has an absolute fact.
Listen, for any future people fucking with Cassie, just know she's backdoor queen. Not gonna lie, she gave a blow, all that shit.
I ain't like.
Yeah, it was crazy.
She is a victim, but she was also a participant, and that's why the sex trafficking got thrown out. Because sex trafficking is coercion and force, and that's why he only got charged with the actual. Why can't I? The actual transportation of the actual. Yeah, so that's why he didn't get charged with sex trafficking, because like she was with all that.
Yeah,
but she's also a victim. So
yeah, well, God bless. Because listen, another sad news we got to also talk about. I know you've been seeing these floods through Texas.
Oh man,
and I'm gonna be honest, they said over 100 people have died.
Yeah, man.
Where's this water coming from?
Bro, bro, did you see the girls' camp? Bro, like 40, 50 girls are dead.
From a flood, though?
Yeah.
Where does the water come from? Was it raining for a long time? Like,
I don't know the full details.
I never understood like flash floods and stuff, or like.
That's what happens when the weather changes. The weather.
Why is Texas always going through that too? Like I remember growing up, it was always New Orleans, it was always like Florida. They go through hurricane season, but Texas, they're always going through floods and floods and shit floods. They're always going through some floods. Where the fuck is these floods coming from? Is there no way to fix that?
It's tragic. I mean, it's hard to. It's tragic. It's hard to predict a lot of the times, and.
So Mother Nature's the strongest thing on this fucking planet. Well, beyond the strongest thing on this planet, like it is the planet.
It is the planet.
But it's just crazy how it can just be like, yeah, your world doesn't matter. This is what I do. Like here's a fucking just a hole in the middle of the world, and there's lava coming out of it.
And not only that, you gotta realize that Trump and the DOJ, in 2026, they just made tax cuts to the National Weather Service.
What? See, they want Day After Tomorrow to happen in real life. They want that movie to happen in real fucking life.
Do you know why that is? Do you know why? Because it promotes climate change. Climate change is bad for business. Can't have that.
Right, because then people are like, let's put some money towards climate change.
Can't.
And you're going to be like, shut the fuck up.
No, but not only that.
Trying to stock up on bombs.
But not only that, the push for climate change is to change or alter the way you might drill for resources and stuff. You can't have that. It's bad
you're in the way. You're in the way.
Bad for business.
You're trying to stop my fucking Wawa
and
gas stations.
No,
We're not doing that.
No. So, it's the National Weather Service and one more. So, I think those cuts start in 2026, but it's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate because it doesn't matter. Facts and science. Whoa, no. Anything that goes against corporate interest doesn't matter.
Damn.
I think it's just tragic, and I pray for everybody involved.
Bro, a girls' camp. I heard about it too. Mm-hmm. 50 little girls that were at summer camp, bro.
Yeah.
That's
I couldn't imagine. And one of them, not that it matters or anything, but one of them was related to one of the Chiefs owner, I think.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Damn. And where was Ted Cruz? Teddy Cruz, of course. He was on vacation. Went on vacation.
Who the fuck is Ted Cruz?
Senator, the politician.
I'm tripping. I'm like, who the fuck? Ted Cruz?
Yeah. You remember
he's a senator in Texas?
Yeah.
He Mexican?
No, he's Cuban.
Yeah, I'm about to say his name. Cruz? What the fuck?
Cuban.
Oh, it's Cruz and it's Cruz. It's two different things.
Yeah.
Huh. Damn.
Come on, Cancun cruise. Remember last time they had a tragedy in Texas? He disappeared. You know how he does. Cancun cruise.
Yeah, and I remember. See, we mentioned Joe Osteen do with the church, and I remember there was a couple floods ago in Texas. He wasn't letting nobody in his church. Like,
of course,
they were supposed to be like a place to what's it called?
Safe
like refuge.
Yeah, refuge.
Like a refuge center. Like some.
Yeah, it was in Houston. Yep.
They were like, it was used as a shelter, and he was like, y'all bugging. God said no. He's like, God said no. Y'all bugging.
All that, bro. All that shit, bro.
But not to make it a joking matter, for real, rest in peace, man. God bless, because that's OD, bro. I can't find. See, Mother Nature is one of the scariest things in the world. Because I remember when I was a kid, bro, when motherfuckers said the word hurricane, I used to fucking wince in fucking fear. Like, hurricane? I used to think we were going to fucking die. Because on the news, they would always show us what's happening in Florida, and I used to think, oh, that could happen here. Even until I got a little older, like probably like 8, 9, and my brother started telling me, like, yo, calm down. Calm the fuck down. Like, that can't happen here. I'm like, you can't? And I mean, bullshit. I seen a couple hurricanes that hit us hard, but nothing like, I ain't never seen no house get ripped out the sky like tornadoes. What the fuck is that about?
Yeah, Tornado Alley. What does that even mean? Tornado Alley. What does that even mean?
Dogs. That shit is
What does
crazy.
that even mean?
I was listening to I think it was Jeff Teague's podcast. Shout out to the 520 podcast. That shit is dope.
Nah, it's dope.
And they were talking. Jeff Teague was talking about he was flying into OKC or some shit for a game, and it was a tornado, so they had to divert. And he was like, "What the fuck you mean tornado? We're about to get back on a plane and go back anywhere. I'm not going nowhere." Like, and motherfuckers' dad was like, "I'm taking a bus. Like, I'm not with the airplane shit." And I'm just like, people in Oklahoma really have to think about that. Like Nebraska, all those places, they have to really think about it.
That Midwest
tornado could just spur from right the fuck here and lift all this shit up. Like, what?
On some Frank Ocean shit.
Yo, bro, I'm just trying to figure out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and listen. Mother Nature ain't nothing to be played with.
Nah, not at all. And earthquakes and mudslides and avalanches and
all that shit is amazing. Like, it amazes me when I think about, like, oh, that could cause like real harm and like real damage. So floods, man, something you don't think about, and then you hear it, and then you're like, what? 100 people? Like, that kind of carnage is like, what are you talking about? It's like, what? Over some water? Like, there's no way to prevent that.
Over some water. Fact.
Like, I don't know, man.
The most abundant thing on this planet.
Right. That's also the strongest, most dangerous thing on this planet too.
Mm-hmm. What's most of your body's made up of?
Yeah, bro. I watch these YouTube videos of like big ships in like the ocean dealing with like crazy waves. Yo, the water will toss your ship like
your
it's
ship don't
a
mean
fucking
like
it's a cell phone in the air.
Yo,
like, what boat?
Nothing.
Fuck is you talking about? I'm talking about vessels, not a boat.
Yeah, ain't no
boat the size of a high school.
Yeah,
that shit is getting slung. Like, what you want to do?
The waves is not playing.
Bro, that shit is incredible, son. People that get out there and I be thinking about like, yo, people got on wooden boats and when they did that shit. You gotta be at your fucking noodle.
Yo,
you gotta be at your fucking mind. Like,
yo,
you a brave soul, gang. Think about that shit,
man. Praying for everybody in Texas,
everybody,
man. And all the people that are missing that they even found yet.
Right, but on that note, man, we gonna get up out of here.
I feel like we got a little more time. Drake drop.
Oh,
gotta talk about this Drake drop.
Right past the Drake drop. Yeah,
gotta talk about this Drake drop.
Okay, talk to me.
What did I miss? What did I miss? Is what it's called.
Right. I heard he's taking shots at everybody on this.
He did a live stream in Toronto, on the streets of Toronto.
Oh, that's what he did?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. A live stream? Oh,
yeah. Well, he was driving, but it was through Toronto and everything. And he shot a video for it and everything, and people weren't sure if he was coming at LeBron, he was coming at Future, but he's basically saying how people turned on him, and it was a good track. I mean, it's Drake, bro.
I know. So I heard, he was talking about LeBron, and I know he sent shots at DeMar DeRozan for sure. Listen, I didn't even get to really hear it, so it's hard for me to really speak on it. But I know, like, at the end of the day, man, let's be real. Drake is Drake.
I was about to say Drake. It's a good song. I ain't gonna lie. It's a good song.
Like, and he's been on the fuck Drake wave for a while now. He's not gonna admit that, but it's been very, very heavy TDE PG Lang energy over there. And I'm gonna say this 1,000 times because nobody believes me. I'm way more of a Kendrick fan than I've ever been a Drake fan. But I gotta call a spade, bro. Like, it's Drake, bro. Come on, like
Drake.
Kendrick, love you to death, gang. Like, if I had to survive on an island for the rest of my life, and you told me I can go there with Kendrick's catalog or Drake's catalog, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Drake catalog. I'm sorry, bro. It's just I'm gonna have way more happier vibes. Dance. First of all, I'm gonna have a million more songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick has like 4 albums. Drake had 4 albums like the last 2 years. Like it's just. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna have so many features on here, shit I want to hear. People, it's like the script, like Drake's catalog will show you who was popping when, what era the music this was. Like Kendrick has that in a sense too, but not really. You just know what era of Kendrick this was. You listen to a Drake album, you know who's the hottest rapper. Like Travis Scott too does that as well. Like they with the best features, they know who's hot, the best producers, the motherfuckers that's popping right now. Where Kendrick's sound hasn't really changed since the beginning of time. It's always been consistent to that. Drake's sound has always been extremely versatile and like makes it much more sonically pleasing.
Yeah.
So
and that's why I say he's more pop. That's my whole argument. Like,
listen, if pop means popular, which means I'm the biggest, he's absolutely pop.
People been
I give him that.
People been people been coming at me every time I say that I feel like Drake is pop, and I'm not saying it disrespect. People trying to say I'm saying because he's light skinned. No,
you know what I can say though for sure. Like I think Drake doesn't get credit for how much he truly loves hip hop, like how much he truly loves music, how much he's really a student of the game.
I agree.
How much homage he pays,
and how much he gives back.
Samples. If you listen to these samples, the songs he's using, people say, "Oh, he's stealing culture and he's this and that because he's Canadian." But if you listen to his interviews and you hear the people that he talks about being influenced by and how much he idolized the Pusha T and the people that he's even beefing with, Kanye, and how much he idolized these people that he's getting into these beef with,
he's a student of the game.
It's kind of crazy that people act like he's just some culture vulture, and it's like, nah, gang. Like even on Degrassi, he made sure he wanted to be a rapper on Degrassi. He was like, nah, I kind of pushed for that to be part of the thing where like I could rap too. Like
I think he does enter into the culture vulture category personally.
Yeah, I know you do, but
no, but can you name another artist that reps every city in the world?
Hey, can you
Houston? Where Houston, Atlanta. One day he's from Houston, one day he's Atlanta, one day he's Memphis. No,
his pop's really from Memphis.
But
he spent summers in Memphis. He said that, and nothing was the same. This is a fact.
Yes, no. But I'm saying nobody else reps so many other places.
Well, when he started coming to America, when Young Money was first popping off, they spent a whole lot of time in Atlanta and Houston. He was fucking with Jay Prince at Rap A Lot for years.
Yes.
He was fucking with, in Atlanta, he was fucking with Trey Songz and the Young Money crew in Atlanta to Miami. They was doing that. Like, he was kind of everywhere. And you got to talk about a kid. You got to remember, bro, he was 21 when So Far Gone came out.
He was 21, fact.
He was already fucking with Weezy for like a year or two prior to that. So you got to think about 18, 19, he's a child, literally. 18, 19, you got me in the city for 2-3 years, I'm going to feel like I'm from there too for a second. Especially when I'm writing about all the biggest gangsters. Birdman rubbing his hands in the music video, talking about I'm the realest. Like, I'm going to start feeling. I got Jay Prince, motherfucker, that put out his, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with the biggest gangsters and killers from these cities. I'm going to rep it if I want to. I'm 18, 19, 20. I'm fuck it. 21, 23, 24, 25. 25 sitting on 25 mil. That was the fucking 15 years ago, bro.
That's
crazy.
Fucking
crazy.
Recipe Mac Dre, I'ma do it for the Bay. Okay.
Come on. He was already on album 3 by the time that happened. Like, you can't he's been having his ways, what I'm saying, in these cities with the best people. Like, he gonna feel like, yo, I run shit too, man. When I touch down, I'm with Jay Prince when I go to Houston, man. I'm just saying.
When
I go to Atlanta, I'm with 21 Savage, Lil Baby, Gunna, Doug, or whoever the fuck I want to be with.
That's all I'm saying.
But
do you see what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Like,
I definitely agree with what you're saying. It is wild to rep all these cities. Facts.
Not only. I can understand, but I understand what you're saying. Also, like I said, he's the only one that has 7 different accents.
Yeah,
7 different songs.
But that just speaks to who he could be musically, bro.
See, that's pop. That's what I'm saying. That's not pop-ish. That's mainstream.
I feel that.
You feel me?
I feel that.
You don't even speak Spanish. You're speaking Spanish on the song.
Hip-hop also,
you speaking wild. You talk about wild
But like me personally, I don't know how you feel, but I consider reggaeton part of hip hop for real. That's hip hop. If you listen to the cadences, you listen to the beats, you listen to the sonics, you listen to Bad Bunny when he first came out. I swear to God, he was a Puerto Rican Travis Scott. If you listen to the first Bad Bunny songs, you watch his videos, you look at their culture, you look at the way they dress, the way the shit they're representing, the gang culture they picked up. It's hip hop. That shit came from hip hop.
Yes.
Like, so are they culture vulture in hip hop? I guess, but they spent around returning to something themselves.
No, that's not the same. Because he stayed true to that. That's who he is. That's what I'm saying. Drake is everything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess I don't look at that as a negative.
I didn't say it was a negative.
It's a negative connotation when people say culture vulture. To me, culture vulture sound like a privileged dick rider. That's what that sound like. Like you a privileged dick rider. You had the privilege to get the invite. Now you're here. Now you're dick riding. Now you selling our shit without giving back. But it's like he always gave back. He's always paying.
I ain't never said that.
I like to say that's what the
I ain't never say that.
That's kind of the connotation. Or like you're doing this shit while also leading to the demise of the people you're stealing from. That's also like culture vulture, like what people say. Like people say, like Adam 22, Vlad, like they're promoting the negatives in black culture and they're feeding their pockets with it to the black culture's demise because these people are going out having gang wars behind these interviews and shit. So like people call them culture vulture. So when I hear culture vulture, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
like a bloodsucker, like the worst kind of people is when I hear culture vulture. That's how I look at it.
I don't look at it like that. I just look at somebody who jumps through different cultures that might not be their own.
But is that a negative? You saying it? There's a negative connotation to that. Like when you say like that's not their own. Like you're saying like you a dick rider. I don't know. I might be bugging, but that's how I see it. When people say culture vulture, I look at you pretty much saying it's the worst of the worst. Like this motherfucker is taking this shit.
I think there are levels. I think there are levels to culture vulture.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think when I say culture vulture, I think you can.
Rachel Dolezal, whatever that bitch
Rachel
was.
Dolezal. Rachel
Dolezal. She was transracial. Shorty was white. Got box braids. Was black.
Yo, that ass.
The NAACP. I'm like, what?
Nah, she did. Yeah, she did that.
She did that.
She did that. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying?
White girl went crazy.
She thought I forgot about her. Shout out to Rachel though.
But nah, Drake went crazy on this track. I ain't gonna like it. I liked it. It was.
I'm gonna go listen to it in the car
but
right now.
I will put it like this though. But before we get out of here, last thing I want to say. When you grade somebody like Drake, it's like a LeBron James game. I don't necessarily think this was his best work. Like if LeBron tomorrow had 23, 5 and 5, that's a bad LeBron James game.
But that's Derrick Rose MVP season.
That's what I'm saying. That's a regular. That's a good game for everybody else.
Right.
So I don't necessarily think this is Drake's best work. But if we're grading Drake,
I like that.
I don't think it's a LeBron 23, 5 and 5 game. You feel me? It was a good song.
Sports reference always helps.
That's what it was a good song, but it wasn't. I don't think it was necessary. Okay. But I'm gonna go I like it. Drake on his bully. I think people are overhyping it. Personally, I think some people. I think it was a good song, but people think people are overhyping it.
You know, they're dying for him to get back.
And see, and that's another thing is the Angels are going crazy, bro.
Yeah,
the Angels go crazy. But
when you go Aubrey's Angels,
Aubrey's Angels.
I'm like the Angel. I'm thinking about the Anaheim Angels.
No, the Aubrey's Angels. Aubrey's Angels.
You're a class.
On that note, guys.
Man, Free Judge Podcast. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you guys tuning in.
Listen, tell a friend to tap in. Y'all go ahead, subscribe, drop a comment. Tell us how much you hate us. Tell us how much you love it. Let us know what you think about my fit, his fit. I don't give a fuck. Talk about something. You know what I'm saying? Put that in the comments though. Thank y'all.
Thank you guys so much. We out of here.
Next week, man. And I got a 15 man.